This one is about center wheels. So pretty straightforward, but we'll cover it. I mean, it is the essence of what a freeboard is to an extent. So I have my center wheel. This is a G3 setup. That one's a G3R. On this one, I have my center wheel all the way away from the deck. I want a couple fingers of rocker. This one is pretty much sitting at 2. That's a perfect amount for me, to be honest. I really like this amount. I don't want any more than that. Having 1 finger is, that's kind of, I don't know. You could do it, I guess. You can get away with it. But I personally like at least 1.5. So this is pretty good. If it gets to 3, I will lower my center wheel by 1 notch. If it gets any more than that, if these wheels get really low and it just gives me massive rocker, I'll try it 1 more notch lower, but sometimes you can't lower this wheel depending on the size of this wheel. And also I don't like to go too close to the deck just because it changes where the nose press and tail press is as far as the triangle of that goes. Again, this is the G3 setup with basically the hangers are more of a straight design, whereas the G3R setup over here has kind of a more bent hanger design. And on this one, I actually don't put the center wheel all the way to the edge. This is how I would ride it straight up off the bat, and I put it 1 notch in because with the bent hangers, you already get extra rocker. So this one might already even have too much for me. It totally does, I could tell already. Check it out. So yeah, that is way too much rocker for me personally. It's like basically almost 3 fingers. It's like 2.5. So I would almost lower it 1 more, or find some bigger edge wheels for this. What rocker really does, in my opinion, is kind of give you stopping power and control. So having a ton of rocker, you're gonna have a little bit of a harder time slamming on the brakes, in my opinion, and just getting full stopping power as quick as you would with less rocker. You don't have to lean as far back. It's more instant. It's kind of feels like a more powerful angle, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that, but that's what it just feels like. The benefits, I guess, of having a bunch of rocker is spinning is really easy. You can do some pretty gnarly presses because it looks pretty extreme because of the angle that it causes. It also kind of makes center wheeling a little easier because you have less, you have more room for kind of floating back and forth on it compared to having less rocker, where you're going to touch the wheels a little bit faster to the ground than you would with more rocker. So that pretty much covers the center wheel. Again, there's not a ton to it. I would caution about what wheels you do use. Be careful using anything other than freeboard wheels, which may be hard to find right now, but just be really careful with that. Next, I'm just going to show you real quick a really easy way to put these in and take them out, because I've seen some people struggle with that. So the first trick to this is you want to have your board held in place straight up and down. I've used my helmet under my binding and it holds it perfect. Next, what you want to do is take the female side of this. I guess they're called TOM called it a sex bolt. Maybe that's what it's called. Probably that's what it's called. Take the female side, and what you do is you put it in first underneath, and then you take this washer and you put that on top. All right, and just hold it there. Then you take the wheel, slide the wheel in, and slide that female one up inside there, okay? And then you take the next washer, slide it on top, pop it in place. That actually went in perfectly. It doesn't always do that. If it doesn't, just kind of take the male side and push it around to get it to go in the middle. Then you just put the male in there and screw it in to get it started. And then, of course, take your 2 Allen keys. It just makes it easier with 2, and finish the job. My phone is balanced on the wheel right now, so it's probably gonna fall off while I do this. I'm so surprised it hasn't yet. I hold the top one straight and then just use the bottom one long ways like this, and I use it and I just spin it around. That's that. And yeah, so that's a quick and easy way, instead of fumbling with those 2 Instead of fumbling with those washers, you can just have them held in place by gravity. So there you go.